Sequels: Zootopia 2, Frozen 3, Kung Fu Panda 4, Toy Story 5? Hey guys, it's Sarfnic here. Welcome back to another discussion video. Today I wanted to talk about something a little different than Minecraft dramas, which have been like the recent ones. I wanted to talk about movies once again, but not really any specific movie, just movies. So, you guys know movies, right? One of the most popular long-form entertainment options is to watch a movie, usually an hour and a half, 2 hours. If it's Oppenheimer, it's 3 hours. Not so bad, right? Yeah, I think movies are a pretty good form of entertainment. Certainly better than those YouTube shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels that have been going around recently, you know what I'm saying? And most movies are produced as one-offs. It's one storyline, begins with a conflict, characters, and in the end everything gets solved or not, but either way, you feel like it's worth watching, right? And sometimes a movie does so well in the box office, or the original movie was set up to be like this, it gets a sequel. And the story either continues from the last movie, or a new story is started, and or both. For me, I think sequels are a staple part of continuing a story into more than just a one-off, but a franchise. I think they're sometimes necessary, and sometimes they aren't. It just depends on what you're making. An example of a product that doesn't need a sequel, The Grinch, The Lorax. It's a one-off story. It happened. It was just one thing, and there's nothing more to tell, really. But then there are things that need sequels, like Kung Fu Panda. Imagine if they only made one movie. It just wouldn't be as good, right? Or Lord of the Rings, The Hunger Games, those need sequels. It is something that is based on context, whether or not you make a sequel to a movie. But people tend to find that sequels are a worse choice for a movie franchise than a better choice, which is something I personally disagree with. So I thought that today we should talk about movie sequels. And talk about stuff that I agree with the populace on and disagree with the populace on. So as a general rule, I like sequels more than the average person does. Whenever a movie sequel is announced, I don't usually be like, oh man, shucks, I'm pissed off. I have never ever had that reaction. Well, except maybe for the Boss Baby franchise. But for a franchise that I enjoy, I never get mad when there's a sequel. Kung Fu Panda 4 was announced recently, and a trailer just came out for it. And people are mad. I don't understand this love of, oh, it's a trilogy, you can't add more. And the same thing happened when Toy Story 4 came out, too. People are like, oh, they're ruining the trilogy. But, I don't understand the belief that movies can only have 3, and then that's it. I do not get it at all, personally. And I had a friend tell me, oh yeah, I think that Poe's story was just kind of completed in Kung Fu Panda 3. It's like, yeah, it was completed, it was rounded off, but it doesn't mean that there's not more to tell, right? They could definitely expand on it. There's so many things they could do. They're not milking Kung Fu Panda at all by making a 4th movie. I see that with other things, like Frozen 3 got announced. So? And then Zootopia 2. I find it astonishing that Zootopia can't make a fucking second movie without some people saying, Disney just wants money. Of course they want money! Why the do people make sequels in the first place? To tell a good story, yeah, but at the end it's just to make money. These major movie companies, I'm telling you, they won't make a movie if it doesn't make any money. Trust me on that. Of course it's for money. But things get a little more advanced when it comes to what's going on with Toy Story. So Toy Story, Pixar's first franchise, just recently in February of 2023, had a 5th movie announced. They are making a Toy Story 5. And now, I kind of understand why people are against that. Toy Story 4 came out in 2019. It's already been 3 years, oh my god. And I remember being one of its biggest supporters. It had so much hate. People were like, well, the 3rd movie ended off the franchise so perfectly, which is actually a fair point. But I still thought the movie was good, and I still think that I enjoy the franchise more with a 4th movie. I don't see how them adding a new movie makes you like, the franchise is worse now. Like, I do not get it at all. These people act like as if movies are like this pristine, like, historical artifact that needs to be preserved. And oh dear, you made a 4th movie, now you ruined the artifact. Like, no, I don't believe that. But however, I can understand, if a 4th movie is really shit, yeah, it kind of does fuck over the franchise. But Toy Story 4 wasn't shit, and so I don't think it fucked over the franchise, despite some other YouTube video essay people thinking it did. But then came Toy Story 5, and I remember when Toy Story 4 came out, they said we knew we had a really great story, that's why we did it. We wouldn't have done it if we hadn't had a great story. And now they're saying the same thing with the 5th movie, but I'm actually kind of hesitant on a 5th movie, because Toy Story 4 ended the franchise with the 2 major characters, Woody and Buzz, splitting off. And so It's confirmed that they're both going to be in Toy Story 5, which makes it assumedly that they're eventually going to meet up again. That seems a bit weird. But I am here to defend Toy Story 5 a little bit, not oppose it, but I'm just saying that I do oppose it somewhat. I do believe there are really a bunch more stories you can tell in the Toy Story universe, right? Like, Toy Story 4, despite coming out in 2019, took place, like, in the mid-2000s, where there wasn't even technology yet. Imagine how technology affects the toys. I'm assuming Toy Story 5 is going to have a big time jump. So imagine how that would affect the toys. Phones and social media. I feel like that's a really great thing they can explore there. I think that's a really great thing they can explore. But that's kind of my only real defense for it, is just wait and see. If it's bad, then you can criticize it. But if it's good, then there's no point of saying that Toy Story 5 wasn't needed. Because if it's good, then it's perfectly fine as a part of the series. But why is Pixar doing so much with Toy Story, right? Like, I know that it makes billions of dollars, and I know they want the money, but can't they do, like, a Finding Nemo 3? Like, that only got 2 movies. Incredibles 3, Bug's Life 2. Like, seriously, you don't have to make a 5th movie in a franchise when some of your most beloved franchises don't even have a 2nd movie, you know? That's one thing that I believe. As for Zootopia 2, again, early moments of the script. Like, it's probably not going to come out for a couple years, so we don't know. But one thing we do know about is Inside Out 2, which actually got a trailer recently. You know, it was weird enough it was only recently announced, and there's already a trailer out for it. It looks okay. It seems like there's a great way to expand the universe, focusing on Riley and being an adult, or at least a teenager. Frozen is one of the highest grossing franchises for Disney, and they announced not only a 3rd movie, they also announced a 4th movie, which people are also complaining about. Again, why? Like, I do not understand why you're complaining. They apparently said they want to do like a story that plays out between the 2 movies, which is fine, dude. Like, Frozen 2 was a great expansion to the Frozen universe. I mean, the music sure as hell is kind of good, I'm not going to lie. Your beloved little franchises aren't artifacts. They're going to get sequels. Although I agree. Toy Story getting a 5th movie is kind of wild, not going to lie. But anyways, I'm going to end this off here. It was kind of my excuse to talk about Toy Story 5 because I did want to make a video on that, but it felt like kind of a weird thing to make a video about because there's like no information on it really. But also I did want to talk about sequels because I do kind of have a hot take with sequels. Just let these companies make their sequels, man. Let them make it, honestly. All right, I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.